Hello, Internet. This is Zed with Zedexis Gaming. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Guides, Tips, and Tricks. So today, we are in Vesper Bay in Western Thanalan. So we got Horizon here. We're in Vesper Bay. And what we are going to do is open up the dying system. So lots of things in Final Fantasy are not automatically opened just doing the main quest. You have to kind of go out of your way sometimes. And there are almost always these blue quests. I call them the blue quests with the little plus symbol and with the blue behind the exclamation mark. So as far as I know, for requirements for this quest, you have to be level 15. And that's it. There's no other requirements that I'm aware of, so let's see what we can do here. Okay. Color your world. That's the quest we're looking for. Square Enix, where do you get these names? Wants to show you a whole new world of colors. So it's just going to be Square. You there, yes, you, the decisively unfashionable adventurer. Why, yes, this yellow is atrociously ugly on me. Thank you very much. Gods be good, never in my life have I seen such an unapologetic focus on function at extreme cost to form. The mere sight of you makes my eyes bleed. Wow. That's harsh. As a lover of all things aesthetically pleasing, I cannot in good conscience allow you to continue roaming the realm in that sorry state. I believe your appearance can yet be salvaged through the use of color. I will teach you how to go about dyeing your outfit, but first I must have a drink. I need a drink after that insult. The heat has given me a vicious thirst, and I won't be able to talk for any length of time. Be a dear and buy me a bottle of orange juice at the stall by the northern gates, would you? Once I have moistened my throat, we shall see to the business of remedying your appearance. Really? So you're going to teach me how to dye my gear, and I have to get you an orange juice. That's fantastic. All right. Purchase items. Orange juice. Okay. Pray tell, have you brought my orange juice, lest you have forgotten the merchant who sells it can be found just inside the northern gates? Yes, yes, yes. I have your orange juice right here. Gulp. Phew, that's relief. Finally, I can teach you how to bring color into your life. Listen well. There are handy items called colorants, which allow folks to dye their outfit a veritable rainbow of colors. These colorants are so simple to use, adventurers have no excuse to be fashion unconscious. Wow. Lest you worry that dyeing will affect your garment's precious properties, you may rest assured that it will not. The practicality you adventurers love so much will not suffer for the change in appearance, a change for the better. Should also gladden you to know that garments can be dyed repeatedly, so there's no fear of getting locked into one color. That the garish pink that seemed like such a wonderful idea after a dozen glasses of red can be undone. And that is all you need to know about dyeing gear. Now, what are you waiting for? Get out there and bring some color to your life. All right. Actually got a level out of that. Dyeing gear now available. Okay. Gives you an icon, but I never, ever, ever use that icon. Instead, I just right-click on the gear. Oh, you can also dye furniture. You're doing housing. Okay. So, she gave me a couple of dyes. There also is a special dye called Telebreath, something. Anyway, that removes all the dye from an object. So let's see what we got. So let's go after our chess piece here. So in order for you to tell, not all objects are dyeable. So what you're looking for is this little circle in the upper right hand corner. And if you mouse over the tooltip, if you look over to the tooltip in the lower right, starting at the top, you know, it lists Cotton Tabard, item level 16, Disciple of War level 16, cream yellow dye. That's the dye that is currently dyed, if it can be dyed. So like this object here can't be dyed. There's no little circle in the upper right, and if you look over at the tooltip on the far right hand side of the screen, you'll just see, you know, item level 17, Disciple of War, and then it goes into the bonuses. So any object that can be dyed, if you right click, will give you the option. The other thing to note is they've now added there are some items in the game that you can dye two different colors. So it'll be like, you know, maybe if it's a shirt, you know, the front will be dyeable one color, and then maybe the shoulders will be dyeable another color. And though that will be denoted by having two circles so that you can see, I can actually dye two different colors. So let's just do this one. So you right click and you select dye. Now this is your preview screen. If you have a second color, this is the first color. If you have a second color, it'll be listed here. So this shows you, this is what it's currently dyed. And let's see, what are our choices here? Rose pink. No. And ice blue. I'm just dyeing it something right now just to have it dyed. Yeah, let's do ice blue. We don't really feel like being yellow anymore. So let me scale the window up a little bit. There we go. So once you've selected your color, if you notice the X's here means I don't have that dye on me. You must have the dye in your inventory in order for this to work. So because we have the ice blue dye, all right, and we're going to hit it. And then it'll come up and it'll ask, you know, dye with the selected colors. Do you really want to do this? Yes. There we go. So we have now dyed our gear. I'm going to update anytime that you dye something or change the physical outlook, go ahead and update the gear set. So as far as getting dyes, there are vendors in every main city that sells kind of like the basic dyes. And then a lot of dyes in the game are either crafted or they come from things like the Beast Tribe quests, you know, or something like that. So you can spend a whole lot of money on the market board for dyes if you're not careful, especially if it's some of the more rare ones. So if I bring up the dye menu again, like if you go into these dyes here are like the metallic dyes. This is all the stuff that is either really, really expensive in game, or in fact, a lot of these dies are actually sold in the cash shop. And what people will do is they will buy, 10 of them and then sell them on the market board to kind of, as a way of, generating in-game money. I don't do that because I don't normally, that's not a problem for me. But anyway, just to kind of give you an idea of everything that you can do with it. So our character now looks a little more interesting, but eventually we're going to have to go all the way and actually glamour this gear to make it look like something else, because in general a lot of the low level gear is just horribly ugly and there's very little you can do with it. But there we go. That is the dyeing system. And next time we'll talk about how to open up the glamoring system so that we can really do some interesting things. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Please do all the things. Leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And if you got any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section. I will get with them as soon as possible. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video and hope you have a great day.